Then Jacob sent angels ahead of him to Esau his brother, to the land of Seir, the field of Edom. He charged them, saying, Thus shall you say, To my lord, to Esau, so said your servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban, and have lingered until now. I have acquired oxen and donkeys, flocks, servants, and maidservants, and I am sending to tell my lord to find favor in your eyes. The angel returned to Jacob, saying, We came to your brother, to Esau. Moreover, he is heading toward you, and 400 men are with him. Jacob became very frightened, and it distressed him, so he divided the people with him, and the flocks, cattle, and camels into 2 camps. For he said, If Esau comes to the one camp and strikes it down, then the remaining camp shall survive. Then Jacob said, God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, Hashem, who said to me, Return to your land and to your relatives, and I will do good with you. I have been diminished by all the kindness and by all the truth that you have done your servant. For with my staff I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Rescue me, please, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him lest he come and strike me down, mother and children. And you had said, I will surely do good with you, and I will make your offspring like the sand of the sea, which is too numerous to count. He spent the night there. Then he took from that which he had come in his hands a tribute to Esau his brother, 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 nursing camels with their colts, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 she-donkeys and 10 he-donkeys. He put in his servants' charge each drove separately, and said to his servants, Pass on ahead of me, and leave a space between drove and drove. He instructed the first one, saying, When my brother Esau meets you and asks, saying, Who are you? Where are you going? And whose are these that are before you? You shall say, Your servant Jacob's. It is a tribute sent to my lord, to Esau, and behold, he himself is behind us. He similarly instructed the second, also the third, as well as all who followed the drove, saying, In this manner shall you speak to Esau when you find him. And you shall say, moreover, Behold, your servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the tribute that precedes me, and afterwards I will face him. Perhaps he will forgive me. So the tribute passed on before him while he spent that night in the camp. But he got up that night, and took his 2 wives, his 2 handmaids, and his 11 sons, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. And when he took them, and had them cross over the stream, he sent over his possessions. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the break of dawn. When he perceived that he could not overcome him, he struck the socket of his hip. So Jacob's hip socket was dislocated as he wrestled with him. Then he said, Let me go, for dawn has broken. And he said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. He said to him, What is your name? He replied, Jacob. He said, No longer will it be said that your name is Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with the divine and with man and have overcome. Then Jacob inquired, and he said, Divulge, if you please, your name. And he said, Why then do you inquire of my name? And he blessed him there. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen the divine face to face, yet my life was spared. The sun rose for him as he passed Peniel, and he was limping on his hip. Therefore the children of Israel are not to eat the displaced sinew on the hip socket to this day, because he struck Jacob's hip socket on the displaced sinew. Jacob raised his eyes and saw, behold, Esau was coming, and with him were 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 handmaids. He put the handmaids and their children first, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph next, last. Then he himself went on ahead of them and bowed earthward several times until he reached his brother. Esau ran toward him, embraced him, fell upon his neck, and kissed him. Then they wept. He raised his eyes and saw the women and children, and he asked, Who are these to you? He answered, The children whom God has graciously given your servant. Then the handmaids came forward, they and their children, and they bowed down. Leah too came forward with her children, and they bowed down. And afterwards Joseph and Rachel came forward and bowed down. And he asked, What did you intend by that whole camp that I met? He answered, To gain favor in my Lord's eyes. Esau said, I have plenty. My brother, let what you have remain yours. But Jacob said, No, I beg of you, if I have now found favor in your eyes, and accept my tribute from me, inasmuch as I have seen your face, which is like seeing the face of a divine being, and you were appeased by me. Please accept my gift, which was brought to you, inasmuch as God has been gracious to me, and as much as I have everything. He urged him, and he accepted. And he said, Travel on, and let us go. I will proceed alongside you. But he said to him, My Lord knows that the children are tender, and the nursing flocks and cattle are upon me. If they will be driven hard for a single day, then all the flocks will die. Let my Lord go ahead of his servant. I will make my way at my slow pace according to the gait of the drove before me, and the gait of the children, until I come to my Lord at Seir. Then Esau said, Let me assign to you some of the people who are with me. And he said, To what purpose? Let me just have favor in my Lord's eyes. So Esau started back that day on his way to Seir. But Jacob sojourned to Sukkot and built himself a house, and for his livestock he made shelters. He therefore called the name of the place Sukkoth. Jacob arrived intact at the city of Shechem, which is the land of Canaan, upon his arriving from Paddan Aram, and he encamped before the city. He brought the parcel of land upon which he pitched his tent from the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 keshitas. He set up an altar there and proclaimed, God, the God of Israel. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out and took over the daughters of the land. Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the region, saw her. He took her, lay with her, and violated her. He became deeply attached to Dinah, daughter of Jacob. He loved the maiden and appealed to the maiden's emotions. So Shechem spoke to Hamor, his father, saying, Take me this girl for a wife. Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, which his sons were with his cattle in the field. So Jacob kept silent until their arrival. Hamor, Shechem's father, went out to Jacob to speak to him. Jacob's sons arrived from the field when they heard. The men were distressed, and they fired deeply with indignation. For he had committed an outrage in Israel by lying with a daughter of Jacob. Such a thing may not be done. Hamor spoke with them, saying, Shechem, my son, longs deeply for your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife, and intermarry with us. Give us your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. And among us you shall dwell. The land will be before you. Settle and trade in it, and acquire property in it. Then Shechem said to her father and brothers, Let me gain favor in your eyes, and whatever you tell me I will give. Inflate exceedingly upon me the marriage settlement and gifts, and I will give whatever you tell me. Only give me the maiden for a wife. Jacob's sons answered Shechem and his father Hamor cleverly, and they spoke, because he had defiled their sister Dinah. They said to him, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to a man who is uncircumcised, for that is a disgrace for us. Only on this condition will we acquiesce to you. If you will become like us by letting every male among you become circumcised, then we will give our daughters to you, and take your daughters to ourselves. We will dwell with you and become a single people. But if you will not listen to us to be circumcised, we will take our daughter and go. Their proposal seemed good in the view of Hamor and in the view of Shechem, Hamor's son. The youth did not delay doing the thing, for he wanted Jacob's daughter. Now he was the most respected of all his father's household. Hamor with his son Shechem came to the gate of the city and spoke to the people of their city, saying, These people are peaceable with us. Let them settle in the land and trade in it, for see, there is ample room in the land for them. Let us take their daughters for ourselves as wives and give our daughters to them. Only on this condition will the people acquiesce with us to dwell with us, to become a single people, that all our males become circumcised, as they themselves are circumcised. Their livestock, their possessions, and all their animals, will they not be ours? Only let us acquiesce to them, and they will settle with us. All the people who departed through the gate of his city listened to Hamor and his son Shechem and all the males. All those who depart through the gate of the city were circumcised. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were in pain, that two of Jacob's sons, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword, and they came upon the city confidently, and killed every male. And Tamar and Shechem his son they killed at the point of the sword. They took Dinah from Shechem's house and left. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and they plundered the city which had defiled their sister, their flocks, their cattle, their donkeys, whatever was in the town and whatever was in the field they took. All their wealth, all their children and wives they took captive, and they plundered, as well as everything in the house. Jacob said to Simon and Levi, "You have discomposed me, making me odious among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanite and among the Perizzite. I am few in number, and should they band together and attack me, I will be annihilated, I and my household." And they said, "Should he treat our sister like a harlot?" God said to Jacob, "Arise, go to Bethel and dwell there, and make an altar there to God who appeared to you when you fled from Esau your brother." So Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, "Discard the alien gods that are in your midst, cleanse yourselves, and change your clothes. Then let us arise, go to Bethel. I will make there an altar to God, who answered me in my time of distress and was with me on the road that I traveled." So they gave to Jacob all the alien gods that were in their possession, as well as the rings that were in their ears, and Jacob turned them underneath the terebinth near Shechem. They set out, and there fell a godly terror on the cities which were around them, so that they did not pursue Jacob's sons. Thus Jacob came to Luz in the land of Canaan. It is Bethel, he and all the people who were with him. And he built an altar there, and called the place El Bethel, for it was there that God had been revealed to him during his flight from his brother. Deborah, the wet nurse of Rebekah, died, and she was buried below Bethel, below the plateau, and he named it Alon Bachut. And God appeared to Jacob again when he came from Paddan-aram, and he blessed him. Then God said to him, "Your name is Jacob. Your name shall not always be called Jacob, but Israel shall be your name." Thus he called his name Israel. And God said to him, "I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a congregation of nations shall descend from you, and kings shall issue from your loins. The land that I gave to Abraham and to Isaac I will give to you, and to your offspring after you I will give the land." Then God ascended from upon him in the place where he had spoken with him. Jacob had set up a pillar at the place where God had spoken with him, a pillar of stone, and he poured a libation upon it, and poured oil upon it. Then Jacob called the name of the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. They journeyed from Bethel, and there was a stretch of land to go to Ephrath, when Rachel went into labor and had difficulty in her childbirth. And it was when she had difficulty in her labor that the midwife said to her, "Have no fear, for this one too is a son for you." And it came to pass, as her soul was departing, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Oni, but his father called him Benjamin. Thus Rachel died, and was buried on the road to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. Jacob set up a monument over her grave. It is the monument of Rachel's grave until today. Israel journeyed on, and he pitched his tent beyond Migdal Eder. And it came to pass, while Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard. The sons of Jacob were 12, the sons of Leah, Jacob's firstborn, Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, maidservant of Rachel, Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, maidservant of Leah, Gad, and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, who were born to him in Paddan-aram. Jacob came to Isaac his father at Mamre Kirath Abba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. Isaac's days were 180 years, and Isaac expired and died, and he was gathered to his people, old and fulfilled of days. His sons Esau and Jacob buried him. And these are the descendants of Esau. He is Edom. Esau had taken his wives from among the Canaanite women, Adah, daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Oholibamah, daughter of Anah, daughter of Zibon, the Hivite, and Basemath, daughter of Ishmael, daughter of Nebioth. Adah bore to Esau Eliphaz, Bathmoth before Ruel, and Bama bore Yeush, Yalam, and Korah. These are Esau's sons who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Esau took his wives, his sons, his daughters, and all the members of his household, his livestock, and all his animals, and all the wealth he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to a land because of his brother Jacob. For their wealth was too abundant for them to dwell together, and the land of those sojourns could not support them because of the livestock. So Esau settled on Mount Seir. Esau, he is Edom. And these are the descendants of Esau, ancestor of Edom, on Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, son of Adah, Esau's wife; Ruel, son of Basemath, Esau's wife. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was a concubine of Eliphaz, son of Esau, and she bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These are the children of Adah, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Ruel, Nathan, and Zehah, Shammah, and Mizah. These were the children of Basmath, Esau's wife. And these were the sons of Olebamath, daughter of Anah, daughter of Zibon, Esau's wife. She bore to Esau Yush, and Yalam, and Korah. These are the chiefs of the children of Esau, the descendants of Esau's firstborn, Eliphaz, chief of Teman, chief Omar, chief Zepho, chief Kenaz, chief Korah, chief Gatam, chief Amalek. These are the chiefs of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the descendants of Adah. And these are the descendants of Ruel, Esau's sons: chief Nahan, chief Zechah, chief Shammah, chief Mizah. And these are the chiefs of Ruel in the land of Edom. These are the descendants of Basemath, Esau's wife. And these are the descendants of Holibamath, Esau's wife: chief Yuesh, chief Yalam, chief Korah. These are the chiefs of Olibarah, daughter of Anah, Esau's wife. These are the children of Esau, and these are the chiefs. He is Edom. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, who were settled in the land: Lotan, and Shobal, and Zibon, and Anah, and Dishon, and Ezer, and Dishan. These are the chiefs of the Horite, the descendants of Seir in the land of Edom. The sons of Lotan were Hori and Heman. Lotan's sister was Timnah. These are the sons of Shobal: Alvan, and Mahath, and Ibal, Shero, and Onam. These are the sons of Zibon: Ala and Anah, the name Anah, who discovered the mules in the desert while he was pasturing the donkeys for Zibon, his father. These are the children of Anah: Dishon and Holibah, daughter of Anah. These are the sons of Dishan: Hemdan, and Ishban, and Ethan, and Cheran. These are the sons of Ezer: Bilah, and Zavan, and Akan. These are the sons of Dishan: Uz, and Aran. These are the chiefs of the Horite: chief Lotan, chief Shobal, chief Zibon, chief Anah, chief Dishon, chief Ezer, chief Dishan. These are the chiefs of the Horite, according to their chiefs in the land of Seir. Now these are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before a king reigned over the children of Israel. Bela, son of Beor, reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Din-Habah. And Bela died, and Jobah, son of Zerah from Bozah, reigned after him. And Jobah died, and Husham of the land of Terminitis reigned after him. And Husham died, and Hadan, son of Bedah, who defeated the Midianites in the field of Moab, reigned after him, and the name of his city was Avith. And Hadad died, and Shalmah of Mashkelah reigned after him. And Samal died, and Saul of Rehobanah Naran reigned after him. And Saul died, and Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, reigned after him. Baal-Hanan, son of Achor, died, and Hadad reigned after him. The name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Methabel, daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezabah. Now these are the names of the chiefs of Esau by their family, by their regions, by their names: the chief of Timnah, the chief of Alva, the chief of Zesteth, the chief of Holibalah, the chief of Elah, the chief of Pidon, the chief of Kenaz, the chief of Teman, the chief of Mibazah, the chief of Magdel, the chief of Iram. These are the chiefs of Edom by their settlements in the land of their possessions. He is Esau, father of Edom.